Welcome to the July 3 newsletter on my channel. A new week is coming now. It's time for big-name clubs to focus on the transfer market. So have any deals been completed in the last 24 hours? And is there any other interesting information in the football village? Let's find out in today's video. Romelu Lukaku's future is still undecided, and this forces Inter Milan and Chelsea to plan to sit down together. Accordingly, the big Italian giant is said to contact the Blues again this week to discuss the Belgian striker. It is even more likely that a new round of negotiations will take place after the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium team completes the sale of Brozovic. It is known that the latest updates are leaning towards the possibility that the two sides continue to make a loan contract but will include a buyout clause at the end of the season, and Inter Milan can pay in installments. After making the historic Lionel Messi deal, Inter Miami's every move is attracting a lot of attention from the fans. In response to that interest, the representative of the United States is also making very positive moves in the transfer market. Specifically, the team of President David Beckham, after announcing rookie Sergio Busquets, is close to owning two other big stars of Spanish football, Jordi Alba and Sergio Ramos. It is known that the possibility of the above duo moving to MLS is quite high, and it is likely that the next updates will appear soon. Neymar's future at PSG is still open, and this has created the opportunity for many rumors to arise about the Brazilian star. Accordingly, in the past 24 hours, there have been speculations that the park team of the Princes and Barcelona have reached an agreement on the South American star. However, the fans will have to wait one more time to know the authenticity of the above information. Not only that, it should be recalled that Neymar is enjoying a fairly high level of compensation, and certainly the issue of salary will be a topic that needs to be considered by the Blaugrana. Harry Kane is still one of the hottest names in the transfer market, when many big men are ready to roll out the red carpet to bring in the English striker. However, from Tottenham's perspective, they are still quite calm with the case of the 29-year-old star. It is known that new coach Ange Postecoglou is still planning a new season with the assumption that Kane will stay with the North London team. Even the Australian teacher is expected to have a talk with the new student to express his intentions. Therefore, it is certain that the Harry Kane deal will be very complicated, and it is unlikely that the player of the Three Lions will be able to leave Tottenham this summer. Donny van de Beek is struggling to find a foothold at Manchester United, and this could lead to the prospect of the Dutchman leaving the theater of dreams. Accordingly, in the past 24 hours, a giant of Italian football, AC Milan, has appeared in contact with a player of the Red Devil, and maybe the San Siro team will soon make an offer. It is known that Rossoneri coach Stefano Pioli is a big fan of Van de Beek, and his team is rumored to be ready to spend around 20 million euros for this deal. In the opposite direction, it is likely that Manchester United is also ready to bid farewell to the Dutch element if it receives a reasonable bid. Cesar Azpilicueta's departure from Chelsea to join Atletico Madrid was confirmed yesterday, and now is the time when the details of the contract between the two sides are gradually revealed. Accordingly, contrary to previous speculations that the bullfighter will sign a one-year contract with a big man of La Liga with the option to extend it for 12 months, in fact, the two sides have come to an agreement about a two-season commitment. Therefore, if nothing arises, Azpilicueta will stick with the Wanda Metropolitano home team until June 2025. Following the previously updated information, Bayern Munich has a plan to soon finish the Min-jae deal. Accordingly, within the next 10 days, the Bavaria Grey Lobster will complete all procedures to activate the release clause of Min-jae and bring the Korean defender back to the Allianz Arena. It is known that the two sides have agreed to a 5-year contract, and fans of the reigning Bundesliga champions can be completely satisfied with the effectiveness of Bayern Munich in the transfer market. The contract between David De Gea and Manchester United expired at the end of last month, and in theory, the Spanish goalkeeper can freely negotiate with other clubs. Accordingly, in the teams that are looking for a goalkeeper, in the country of bullfighting, Saudi Pro League runner-up Al-Nassr is now emerging as a potential candidate. The reason is because the representative of West Asia is willing to pay David De Gea a salary of PS 250,000 per week, and this is enough to make the 32-year-old general have to consider. It is known that the above remuneration is lower than what this goalkeeper received last season, but is superior to the latest offer of Manchester United. The future of Kylian Mbappe is still a very hot topic when the French captain is unlikely to stay at PSG after this summer. The above fact has raised speculation about some clubs wanting the 24-year-old striker, and some of the names in EPL are also mentioned. However, it seems that no big man in the land of fog is actually on the track, and this information has been confirmed by news expert Fabrizio Romano through a statement. I have absolutely no news of any English clubs that are in talks to sign Mbappe. Real Madrid have always been very knowledgeable about him, and I don't know anything else at the moment. Kyle Walker's future is still one of the hottest topics at the Etihad Stadium at the moment, as contacts between the English defender and Bayern Munich have emerged over the past few weeks. It is known that the Bavaria Grey Lobster has not given up its ambition to have the mainstay of Manchester City and is hoping this player is interested in going abroad. However, from the perspective of the reigning Champions League champion, they do not want to lose Walker at the summer market. Specifically, the citizen is still working very hard to retain the former Tottenham star, and it is likely that the next updates will appear soon. One more information related to Manchester City: an important pillar of the British giant, Bernardo Silva, has just officially stepped on the flower car with wagging his tomates. It is known that a few colleagues were present on the happy day of the factor born in 1994, and the Portuguese star also received a lot of congratulations from the fans. However, it is highly likely that after taking care of personal matters, it is also time for Silva to return to the calculations for his career. The reason is because in the past few days, the midfielder of the citizen has received the attention of PSG and also the Giants from West Asia. In addition, Manchester City has also expressed its desire to keep the player born in 1994, so the Portuguese star will definitely have to consider carefully before making the final decision. Since the beginning of the summer, Scott McTominay has appeared a lot in rumors about being pushed away by Manchester United, and even a few clubs have appeared in contact with the Scottish player. However, the latest updates say that it seems that the Red Devils still do not want to push away the 26-year-old factor that affects giving this player a chance into the new season. Part of the reason for this is thought to be because the Old Trafford team is concerned about not being able to find a replacement for McTominay, and now is the time for the product of the Red Devils to prove its ability. Among the leaders of the major European leagues, Javier Tebas is one of the most hated and controversial figures. However, recently, the 60-year-old manager still left open the possibility of running for re-election in the La Liga presidential election later this year through a statement. I would join again if the clubs really wanted to. With not being retained by Manchester United after the loan deal ends, Marcel Sabitzer is having to consider the next options for his future. Accordingly, the Austrian midfielder has been targeted by several clubs, and Besiktas is the latest name mentioned. Specifically, the Turkish team is interested in the star of the Grey Lobster and is willing to spend money to recruit this player. There are even rumors that Besiktas will open talks with the reigning Bundesliga champions this week. After half a season of using Pedro Porro on loan, Tottenham has officially activated the clause to buy the Spaniard. It is known that the number that the Rooster has to spend on the player born in 1999 is 40 million euros, and now it is time for Porro to show himself worthy of the above money. Young talent Arda Güler is the target of many big men, and Barcelona is one of them. Even the president Joan Laporta of the Big Cat of Catalan recently directly expressed his admiration for the Turkish young bamboo shoots through the statement. We are talking to Fenerbahce about Arda Güler. All the top clubs in Europe want him. Arda is a young Turkish player, and it is true that our scouting department has been following him for a long time.